Hi folks, this is Kelly Young from Dirigo Software with another video explaining stuff in Accident Reconstruction Professional version 15. Today we're going to talk about the report editors and setting up your printed reports. And let's get right to it and start the program. Okay, with the advent of the new options window, this is where you would start your report editors. So let's go ahead and work with the one that you're going to work with the most, formula reports. This is a stay on top window, so we need to shut this down. Also, this is unusually large and actually cut off because I am videoing this so everything looks good and big. So you guys, the YouTube videos, you can see everything. So okay, let's start from the top, work our way down. This is the header part where you can or don't have to have a report graphic as well as your name and information, your department, your name, department, or company information. And if you have a graphic already set up or whatever, this button is live and it will fire up the Microsoft Paint so that you can resize this if you need. The program allows for a big or a small graphic to show up here. And the way that this works, when you preview a report, whichever is taller, the graphic or your name, address information, whichever is taller, that's the size of the header that it prints on your printed report. You can choose not to print this section. This entire header won't even print if you don't have that selected. But here is where you would select your graphic, and we can do that now. Well, no, that's kind of a pain. You can clear this out and not have a graphic. You can also adjust the graphic, the top of it, so you bring it down some, or put it back. You can go over to the right or bring it back. Also, you can adjust several things here for the address and case information. You can choose where this prints on the printed page. Now, let me be clear about this. Even though this shows up just in this little box, this will print way over here on your printed page if it's to the left and you have a graphic. You don't want that. Your graphic is going to cover up your address, your name and address information. Same thing with centering it. This will center in the middle of your printed page. Again, if you have a graphic here, you don't want that. If you do have a graphic, leave it, read the tooltip, align name and address to the right side of the page, align it to the center of the page, align it to the left side of the page, not just this little box, your printed report page. Okay, that's very important. Also, your header can print on just the first page of your report. If you have a multi-page like the 360 momentum calculations, which can be as much as 6 pages, this would print just on the first page. Conversely, if you select all pages, it would appear on the top of all 6 pages. Most folks only just want it on the top. All right, the next section down is going to be your formula title and description. And here are examples of what the fonts and all of that are set for right now. It won't look, obviously I've used this, so these are settings that I have set. But you can print, you can choose to not print this section. You can choose to not print the formula description, which is different for obviously for every formula. You can choose not to print the case number, and you can choose not to print the date. Obviously, I have everything set here. Right here, this font will select the font for the formula report title. And you can choose whatever font you want. You can choose how you want it to look. And you can choose the size. I wouldn't get much above 14 or 16 because some of these formula titles are pretty long. acceleration rate with, blah, 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 blah. So that's what you would do. You would select that, and we can change this. Let's change the color to, say, green. Hit the OK button. Bam, that's green. This button does this for the description, the formula description, which again changes with each one. So you want to make that fairly small. You don't want to distract from here. Now, your formula inputs and results section of your printed report. Again, you can choose to not print this section, and you can also adjust the fonts. The input results title, which is these right here, and the calculation notes. That's what this font button will change. The results, which is down in here, that's what this button will change. Next section, math work. Obviously, this is a pretty important part of the report because that's why this whole program exists, is because of the math. You can choose to print the descriptions, which, it tells you what A is, what B is, and what C is. And that description is on the right side of the page. You can also choose to print the math in italics or not. Okay, calculation notes. Here, this just for this. You can also choose to not print the title and not print the section, and of course you can change the font altogether. The incrementation, there really isn't any font selections for that, because you could blow out your report and make a single page report 3 pages long, which nobody wants to do. So I have it set, and you can also choose to not print formula incrementations. But it's worth noting, if you don't put calculation notes in your formula, it will not print, even if you have print this section selected on, because you don't have anything to print. If you don't do incrementation, even if you have this selected, it will not print on your report. You're going to have everything else. Something new for AR Pro 15 is I have put a test report in that you can access directly from the report editor. Earlier versions, you had to, there was a save button over here. You had to save it and then go to a formula and do a print preview in order to see your results. Again, in my workflow quest to make everything quicker and easier for you guys, I decided that was just too much. So let's have a test report that we can do right here. And what I've done is I've built a minimum speed with slide to stop formula into this report editor. So you do a test report, bam, there it is. And there you can see where I've changed, where it was maroon, now it's green. And it just showed, these are just made up numbers. I just threw this thing in here together. It shows you your incrementation. It also shows you your footer, all of this. So let's go up here and, okay, so how can we change it? What if I don't want a graphic? Boom. And let's say I want my text in the center. Boom. Come down here, do a test report. That's what's happened. No more graphic. Your text is in the center of the page, as I reminded you of before. If you want it over to the left instead of in the center, bam, there it is. And again, this section is only as tall as what we have for name and information, as well as the font size. If you have a really small font size, this line moves up, everything else below it moves up. And that's how it works. It's very quick and easy. Here's a button to take you directly to this video. And of course, if you want to look at the help file, you would go here, and to close out this report editor, you would go here. Now, the other report editors actually use a live information for a report. Oh, also, well, let's do this right now. Project Manager. Oh, I have no graphic, and my text is aligned to the left, just like I had it set up for the formula report. This information, all of this information here is live info on all three report editors. What you change in one, you change in all of them. So keep that in mind. And all of these are the same. You select, you go and find a graphic that you want, import it to the program. If it's larger than 520 pixels wide by 300 pixels high, the program will automatically reduce that to so that it fits in 520 by 300. If it's smaller than that, then it doesn't. Obviously, it doesn't make it bigger. It only makes it smaller. And that's why this button was created, is so that if you didn't, if it didn't look right, or it pushes, you don't want something that's 300 pixels tall because you don't want the top of the report being too tall, you can reduce the size of it through Microsoft Paint and get it to a size that both looks good and doesn't unnecessarily make your report header tall. So all of this is the same. You align to the left side of the page, the center of the page, the right side of the page, change the font, you can change the color, you can change if you want it bold, underline, strike through, which I don't know why you would do that, but you have that option. And change it, change it to black text. A lot of folks just like black on their reports. Other folks like to jazz it up. Me, I like to jazz it up. All right, same deal with this is report title. The case number, the date, all of this stuff. Yeah, again, the fonts you can change. You can choose to not print this section at all, not print the date. You can also choose the different sections here because this was kind of crammed together. The reconstructionist information, print it or not. The investigator section, print it or not. The collision info, print it or not. Print the items section, which is these are the items that are actually involved with a collision. Like it could be a person, truck, tree, whatever, and I'll show you that in a little bit here. But again, same thing. You make changes here, test report, except this one's a little different. This one and the vehicle specs are a little different. Instead of me, creating something in this, it would just be it would make it huge. So what this will do is tell you that the project manager needs to be open in order to preview a report. So it's gonna, whatever's first in your project manager is going to be the data used to show you a print preview. So you hit yes, it's open, there's your print preview. There's your top section, and these are all, this is a Marine Corps name, by the way, if anybody is from the Marine Corps, Joseph Smuckatelli. But this is, this is just the first thing, just like when we did the video on, the formula reports or the formulas, actually, the formula windows, that when the report project manager opens up, it just opens up to the first one, and it gives you a print preview because I told it to. And you can just leave that open because if you make changes or whatnot, do another test report. Bam, there it is. Oh, in the print preview, this is just, so you close the preview, print it, set up your printer, copy the whole thing to the clipboard so you can either, put it in your Word document as part of your report, etc. Here you can select the page if you have a multi-page, but you can also, and I'll show you this later, you can scroll up and down here and change that as well. This goes, last, next, previous page, first page. You want to set the display zoom, you can have at it. Here's 100%. Here's fit the width, and here's just fit it inside the box here. And this is, again, I don't have the program running in like a normal mode here. It's for video purposes only. This normally will go from the top of your screen all the way to the bottom, just so it's nice and big and you can see everything. But for this, for the purposes of shooting these videos, I have it set to, it doesn't exceed the size of the program itself. But normally it would. So there's that. Again, these buttons are the same. You close it, go to the help file, go to this video, or to this video, etc. The next one, close that out. And we need options, and we're going to go to the vehicle specs. And it's all the same, folks. It's all the same. Quick and easy. Okay, got no graphic. This is to the left. Select a graphic, clear it out. All of this is the same. Print this section, report title, blah blah blah. And again, you can change these fonts and whatnot. And again, with this test report, it wants the vehicle specs to be open. Go ahead and let it open, and bang. Here's a Expert AutoStats light specs report. I chose this one over the Canadian vehicle specs because I really like stuff that forensics.com does, forensicsexpert.com does. Daniel Volmhoff III, which goes by DV3, is gracious enough to send me this database, this light database, which only has a fraction of the information that the full AutoStats program has. But he's kind enough to send this to me and others so that we can have this available to you folks. But as you can see, there's the detailed information at the bottom of his reports that I put in here, so that if you want to purchase a full report, full data for a particular, like this happens to be a 2021 Audi RS8 Quattro, you can do that. You can check their website out at, or you can send them an email or forensicsexpert.com and get that done. You can also buy the program. Just buy the whole program and you got all of it. And I'll let you discuss that with him. But yeah, that's it. That's good. So we can close these out, and that's pretty much it, folks. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff to look at, but it's pretty easy. If you need to know what something is, put your pointer, your mouse over it, show it what it is, and it'll show what it is, and play with it. I mean, you're not going to blow anything up. Just play with it, and you can set your reports up quickly and easily just by having this test report button right there. You don't have to close out of it and go, do it manually. It's all done in the program now. Another workflow improvement in Accident Reconstruction Professional 15. And that'll do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. And if you have any comments or questions, please put them below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. In the meantime, have a great day. Thank you.